Hey guys, welcome back everyone for Pro Programmer from Usha. From today we start C programming practical examples here and now talk about the C programming. You have to follow some syntax here because C is statically typed language which we have to maintain a proper syntax. Now what we'll do is we will write a code just to print something. Whenever you start with any programming language, it may be a C++, Java, Python or C Sharp. For all the languages, first code will be hello world. But the thing is, it's not mandatory to use hello world. Whenever you start with good work, you go for the inauguration, right? So just imagine here, hello world is the inauguration of C programming as of now. Now this thing is we call it as editor or IDE. So here I am using Visual Studio Code, that is VS Code. There is a lots of IDEs available in internet. So I suggest you to go to the Google and search for different IDEs for C. Let's start with the practical session. Whenever you want to print something, you need to print in exact format, right? For that, you have to use something called double quotes. So now double quotes are used to print strings. So what is string? String is nothing but combination of characters. As we know, C is basically called POP. So it stands for procedural oriented programming. Let's say if you want to do some task in C, everything is in some procedure. If you want to write addition of two numbers, it has some procedure. And if you want to check the which is larger number or which is smaller number, it is also have some procedure. And this procedure we are calling as a function. So what is meant by function? Function is nothing but a task done by a programmer. To print something, we need a function. So that function is we calling as a printf function. So whenever you write function, we have to give round braces. So after the end of the statement or an line, we should give the semicolon. So this semicolon which defines that it is a end of the statement. Now whenever you want to execute your code, you will be need a starting point, and that starting point in C is called as a main function. So after the main function there is a two round brackets. Since you are providing a main function here, so we need a curly braces here. So curly braces is to define curly brackets, it will execute those tasks. So you can't execute C code without a main function. Now we are using printf, right? So now printf is the inbuilt function. So whenever you say you have inbuilt, where it is in air or RAM or any somewhere. Every method or function in C will have a proper definition. That definition we include a stdio and .h. So stdio stands for standard input output and .h we called as a header file. So what is a header file? It is a file which will be having all the definitions of functions. So printf is not only the function, right? There may be many functions in any header file. That may be stadio.h or conio.h or abc.h or star.h. So whenever you want to include header file, we need to use include keyword here and angular brackets. So within the stadio.h we need to include angular brackets. We need to use hash here because before include keyword, because this is called as preprocessor which will help to define something. Now the first code is ready. But how to run this? You can run on Turbo C++ or Xcode or VS Code. Here is the option called run option in menu, or here is the run symbol which is defining to run something, and now whenever I run this code, the output will be hello world. And that's how we done our first program. But there is a problem over here which is showing type specifier is missing. This issue will be solved by next video. So thank you so much for watching, and make sure you subscribe our channel so that you can watch further tutorial.